city of Glasgow, home to over 1 million people, and also it's home to some of the most important football stadiums ever built. In fact, if you were to see through these trees, you would see the third Hampden Park. Built in 1903, one of the most famous, iconic football stadiums in the world. But like I said, it's the third Hampden. You can see here what a beautiful view from the top of Queen's Park. Queen's Park, one of the most famous football clubs in the world, established in 1867 and celebrates its 150th year this year. It's a fascinating place, beautiful, and from this point you can see across the entire city of Glasgow. So it's that point why the Hampden Trail is starting here. So this is the start of looking at and finding and giving you a bird's eye view of where the three Hampdens are. So I'm going to take you on a little tour. Hampden, Scotland's national stadium, known around the world, world record at its time of 147,000, only been beaten by the Maracana, but here is the third Hampden. It's someplace, but that's just the third one. This is what happens to football grounds when they don't get taken care of. This is the site of Third Lanark, and in this year it's 50 years since its demise. An astonishing story, to be honest, one of the biggest clubs of its day. However, most important thing of all, still play football here, and also it's the site of the second Hampden. As you can see, all the old terracing of the old ground, completely overgrown now. But the Jimmy Johnson Academy play here, and it's fantastic that they still play proper football. It's a great story. But this is the second one. We're off to find the first one. And this is a proper tale, one that's been kicking around, a legend which has been kicking around for over 100 years. Where exactly is the first Hampden? I'm going to show you. Right, Jim. So, the search for the first Hampden. What's your kind of take on what the chances of this being the first Hampden are?
Well, I was always told that it was the first Hampden, that Hampden, the park stretched across to where now the railway and the Cart Road is. And the reason they moved to the second Hampden was because of the railway. So I was always under the impression, and always told everybody, that this was the original ground of Hampden.
So Jim, what in terms of people, and when you tell them this story, what's their reaction?
Most of them are astounded and pleased when they say, "Oh, that's great, it's the first Hampden. I'm privileged to play on it." There has been one or two who have said it's stout, and one person in particular said, "No, it's not." And when I questioned him, I said, "How do you know it isn't?" He says, "I just know." He couldn't give me a reason, but he just knew that it wasn't. But everyone else has been, most people have been very pleased that they've actually played on the first Hampden and enjoy the history of it, which I hope is a true history of it, because it is an amazing thing to say that we play on the hallowed ground of the first Hampden. And being a Queen's Park supporter, it is hallowed ground for me as well, being the first Queen's Park, or one of the original Queen's Park stadiums as well. So I've got it both ways, being a Queen's Park supporter and a Scotland supporter, but this is probably the first, and can never be beaten as the first Hampden.
So the last couple of months I've been on an absolute mission for this. I've went through every map on the NLS to figure out if Hampden is actually on a map. So that's the National Library of Scotland. I went through them. There was a map which shows a pavilion on the Rose Garden, and as the myth says, the pavilion was meant to be over in the bottom back right corner of the pavilion, and the pitch spread across the railway line. So that's the legend. I got in touch with Jennifer from National Records of Scotland, and she's dug out the original Cathcart District Railway records, which actually have a lot of the original survey work that was done when the railway went in. I gave her a list of things to dig out. At the same time, they spent a bit of time and they went through all the records they could find, and they've given us 2 maps which they think gives us the final story. So this is the bit of paper, hopefully prove once and for all. So let's see.
Yeah, what do you think now?
So I'll open it. I've got the drum roll in this. Yeah, absolutely. So it's very exciting to end all the speculation once and for all. So let's see what we have here. Queen's Drive, Turnpike Road. That's the bottom of Queen's Drive. St Mary Avenue is on this side. Queen Mary Avenue. So that's there. So if that's Queen Mary Avenue, that's across, yes. It is because it has to be. Because those are the 2 houses. So that's the football ground. Queen Mary Avenue runs parallel. So if you think the end of Queen Mary Avenue, Queen's Park Avenue is the old Cathcart Road. Yeah? Football ground.
Football ground is there.
Football ground. Must be.
Definitely.
Yeah?
So I mean, that's Queen's Park.
That's Queen's Mary Avenue. That's Queen's Drive. That's the old Cathcart Road, which is Queen's Park Avenue.
So it's just Cathcart and
Turnpike Road.
Turnpike Road.
And the only way
it can be is
the football ground.
So I said that's now Queen's Park Avenue.
Yep.
Named after, I would imagine, after Queen's Park football ground, rather than the fact it's in the Queen's Park area. That is now before that was Cathcart Turnpike Road.
Yep. You
see the football ground there?
Yep.
That's Queen's Drive.
Yep.
And the proposed railway route was right across the football park.
Yep.
So that was why they moved, but that is categorically where we are, was the original football ground.
Yep.
So that proves once and for all, Hampden Bowling Club is now on the original site of Queen's Park football ground. Tremendous.
I am standing on the entrance to what was the first Hampden. The pavilion was here. You would have come through this and you'd be facing the football park, and it's the original first international, purposefully built international football stadium in the world. A fantastic story. So this is Kingsley Gardens, sitting on one half of the first Hampden Park. However, there's a second part. Our mission has been to once and for all put to bed that this is indeed the first Hampden Park. And most importantly, the roof that you're viewing at the moment is the first pavilion from the first international football ground, which makes it over 143 years old. And again, it's a fantastic pavilion. It's home of Hampden Bowling Club. It's been called Hampden Bowling Club for a reason. A lot of people have thought that it wasn't here. However, after a lot of digging, a lot of research, a lot of time spent explaining it to people, just didn't know that this was the first Hampden Park. Why does it matter? Well, this is the home of Scottish football for me. It's the home of Queen's Park, and most importantly, we still have it, and we need to restore it, and we need to do a lot of work to it, and we need a lot of people to try and do that. This bowling club has had fewer and fewer numbers over the years, and over the last 3 years we have been on an absolute mission to make sure that this bowling club will be here for the future. It's a fantastic place, a fantastic membership, so many stories in its own right as a bowling club, but this is just the icing on the cake. It's phenomenal. A couple of thank yous. Jim Peden for coming down today and doing some filming. Jennifer Ozers from the National Records for doing all the digging to find the map. Laura Kerr from Bowl Scotland for all her help and work over the last couple of years, really helping us try to plan and do even more. Jim Neal for helping me with some of the history finding. He's going to be absolutely stoked when he finds out. All the members, all the supporters of the club, everyone that's come down here and heard our story. I will not have named everybody, however, thank you. So here we are, Hampden Bowling Club. And again, what timing? That is unbelievable. Oh, I can't believe that's happened again. Jeez. Unreal. Hampden Bowling Club, ladies and gents. No, I'm just going to do mine. This has been an amazing journey. I joined this club 5 years ago, and the first day I walked through the door they talked about this being the first Hampden, and it's been an absolute mission to find categoric proof that this is the first Hampden. And today, on the 11th of March, we have finally found it and proved without doubt that this is the first Hampden Park. It's an amazing story, it's an amazing club, and it's going to have a great future.